Graham for any opening remarks.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think all of us on this side have the same view of Senator Feinstein as you do. She was a consequential senator, an incredibly kind, decent person who was passionate about her causes, but you could always find common ground if you sought it with Diane. And she will certainly be missed. If you're looking for a role model as a young person, how to conduct yourself, I would recommend Senator Feinstein. The life she lived would be a good one to try to replicate. So a couple things. Last month was the largest illegal crossings, I think, ever. Border is in absolute chaos. Ukraine, since the war started, that was supposed to last 2 weeks, has destroyed 50% of the Russian combat capability. We spent less than 5% of our military budget in helping Ukraine, and NATO is larger. So if you told me in the 80s not one American soldier would have to die to reduce the combat capability of the Russian military, and you could do that for 5% of our military budget, nobody would have believed you. Ukraine has taken back 50% of the territory lost in the initial invasion and back from 2014 even. What more do you expect these people to do? They're fighting like tigers. They have died by the thousands. It is in our interest. To those in the Democratic side, we have to come up with a border security plan that will stop the flow. 8,000 to 10,000 people a day with no end in sight is unsustainable. The asylum system is broken. The first safe country rule has been ignored. Parole has been abused. I will challenge my Democratic colleagues to work with us to find a strong border plan to stop what is going on at the border. To my Republican colleagues, I don't know how the drama in the House ends, but I want us to be the party that recognizes you do not solve your national debt problems by reducing the power of your military in dangerous times. It's never cheaper to let people take land of others by force of arms because they won't stop. So if you're worried about adding to the debt, let's make sure we don't have a major war between NATO and Russia and that China is not enticed to invade Taiwan. Being strong is cheaper than being weak. And if you really want to do something about the debt, which we all do, most of the money is not in the discretionary accounts. So with that, Mr. Chairman, I'm ready for the hearing.
Thank you, Senator Graham. Let me just say that I couldn't agree with you more in your statements on Ukraine. I was saddened